That's good. Okay, we're back. Everybody, we're going to talk now about the data science at this university. Okay. You most probably haven't been to the Oliver Tambo building, which is the building right next door to L Block, or if you register, you might have had lots of long queues in Oliver Tambo building if you're in the sciences. But we are situated, when I say we, I mean the statisticians and used to be actuarial science. We're on the bottom two levels of the Oliver Tambo building. We've been given a part of the third level, with other words, second floor as well, because we are in the process of building something called the industry unit. And that is why we're changing all the teaching of statistics. And that is also why you're so fortunate that you're now sitting in third year, just to benefit in time from everything new that we're doing. And I want to tell you about that. So I made some slides so that you can understand exactly what our aim is. So the statisticians at UKZN, we're a group of about 17. We've decided that the way we want to go forward in the new university plan is to link our work that we do with industry. So we want to be sure that our students are going to become the type of people that industry really wants. Because what typically happens at universities, we are specialists of something that happened in the past. We learned in a certain way, we professors, we're good at it, and we keep doing it. But the world's changing. But we don't know how the world's changing unless we're working with the people that are doing the changing, and that is industry and business. So that has caused us over the last 2-3 years, Professor Zewata, myself in particular, to have a lot of meetings nationally, internationally. And if you go through Oliver Tambo, do yourself a favor. Go and look at the top level just through the glass. It looks very different. There's a wooden floor. That's just the start of it. You'll see at the back of Oliver Tambo, they're building like a patio. It's all because that's becoming the industry unit. We're going to have an industry level, with other words, really smart facilities, labs, where we're going to be doing training of our postgrad students, including honours. So if you finish next year, you're right up there. So just to tell you, big things are happening. What is this data science thing? So what we're trying to do, we want students at our university to work with industry so we can develop them as data scientists. What is this data science thing? The data science definition is up here, but basically what they're saying, it's a scientific study for the creation, validation, transformation of data to create meaning. With other words, you want to do problem solving with the data from industry. It's interdisciplinary field. So you can't just learn theoretical statistics and say, right, I'm ready to go and work in industry. It's never going to happen. You've got to know a little bit of various things, including computing. We teach you a lot of computing within statistics, but we also do want you to do mathematics, computer science, and then to know whatever the field is you're interested in. We want you to know how to have presentation skills, how to write up your projects, and so on. There are so many things. The exact details are here, but basically, if you want to be a data scientist, you must be able to combine different fields of work in statistics, not just be a specialist in a little corner, but also computation, computers, in order to interpret the data from industry in a purposeful manner to make decisions. And what I find, which is, I mean, myself included when I was a student, what did we learn in first year and even second year? When you've done something, imagine if your work says, go and check whether this machine is out of kilter, maybe it's you have quality control bands and the machine is not working properly, then what do? You might go and run a hypothesis test to see if the average number of bottles produced have some kind of diameter within a confidence interval, whatever you're doing. Imagine if you come back, what was your final decision? Accept H0, don't accept H0. And then you're sitting in front of the board and they say, what did you find, statistician? And you say, I accepted H0. They'll laugh at you because they don't ask you like that. You must learn how to speak the way the industry people speak. You must know what questions to ask, so that you're asking the right questions so that you can solve the problem that sometimes they don't even explain well enough. You must know the statistics world and you must know how to work with the people in industry. And that is hopefully what you'll learn. And you've heard about big data, about all these words, but I can tell you, you'll get very good training. Often, when you read the newspapers, you hear negative things about this university. I can tell you, you're very fortunate to be in a position in third year where you got very, very strong. I can tell you for sure that this statistics department that we have that will teach you honors upwards is of a quality comparable anywhere in South Africa and a lot of universities internationally. So, what are the top 21 skills South African companies need to have? That they said, they did a skills assessment. What do they need? And there's so many that you'll see. Computer-aided designing, forecasting, you'll learn from us. Risk management, strategic planning, you'll see various here. Data mining, statistical analysis. So we in touch with this. We look all the time what they say people want, because they said by 2018, this is the Forbes, the McKinsey Global Institute study, all over the world, they said by 2018, 60% or 1.5 million of jobs will be open where they're calling for people with the skills that we're going to teach you. This is where the jobs are, people. So don't go and take a small little bursary to go and study some obscure area where there are no jobs. Be wide awake and be aware that there are lots of jobs in this field. So it's really a golden era for you, for your statisticians. Many professionals are actually very concerned about the challenge of extracting and understanding floods of disconnected data. That's what we'll teach you. Our honor students last year were the first ones that worked with large sets of unstructured data. It actually came from NetStar, because that's one of our company partners. And statistical scientific knowledge is widely recognized now with increasing public perception. When I was a student, if you said, I'm going to study statistics, people would laugh at you. They'd say, what is that? You just write a few numbers on the board and then you argue about it. Because that's what somebody once said to me. They had no clue. Statistics was thought of something unimportant. Before the computer age, we used calculators and we did by hand calculations. It was small. It wasn't a big field. But with the changes in the world, it's huge now. Industry needs statisticians who are nimble and versatile problem solvers. So what we're saying, if industry wants us to think with data, then we better teach you with data. We can't teach you just with theory, because you won't be able to do the job that you expect to do, all those jobs that they can't find people for. We want to know, how can we train you so that you're one of those people that fit into those jobs. So what are the plans that we have here? And these are the senior statisticians in this department. We've made lots of plans over the last few years, but they only really started evolving the last 2 years when the VC gave me permission to do the industry unit. What we're going to do is we're developing a very modern data analytics unit. Just try and use this thing for the channel. Okay, so we're going to have a modern data analytics unit where students will learn how to manage, analyze, predict, and classify data stream from business and industry. That's what we're trying to do in the long run. Okay, so this is a data center which aims to deliver top-class training in researching and research. So PhD students do research, staff do research. It must be in data analytics. How are we going to do it? We're not just going to sit in our office and say, hey, I think that industry wants this kind. Let's do it. We have to work with the industry. So what we're doing, we're partnering with business and industry. So we're signing contracts. It's called memorandums of understanding through the university research office, where we say, we want to work with them. But now what we've done, we've cleverly joined up with SAS. Have you used SAS in second year? You'll be doing a lot of SAS, Nombuso. You'll be doing the SAS sessions. SAS, by the way, is the leading international, if you look up, who's the best producer of software for statistics? It's SAS. They had about 6 ways of rating. In every one of them, SAS was the best. So far ahead that if you took the next 5 and added up how many people voted for them, it wasn't near SAS. So you've heard of R, you've heard of Python. SAS is a standout. Why we work with SAS? SAS is an international company. It started in North Carolina. It's huge. They've got a campus with 9 buildings just full of developers that are building SAS software all the time that give support. So what SAS does, they sell extremely expensively their products to the market, to industry. But now SAS wants universities to produce PhD students and master students and honors students and third years that know SAS. Because these companies are paying a lot for the product, but if they get graduates that don't know it, it's a problem. So we're saying we will train in your software, because it's the best, by the way, and you can get SAS international licenses. We will train in your software, but then you've got to help us find the companies to link with. So they're saying, oh, we work with this company, they pay us a lot for the license, they can't find people, we'll get that company to give you money, your university, because you're going to make graduates for them. So that's what we're doing. We're going to get internships for our master students, where the master students is with us 6 months. 6 months they go and sit in the company and they do their project, their thesis in the company, on the company's data using SAS. SAS has set up over a 96, I think they've done just a 96 internationally, university units, where companies and the units work together, and SAS provides the software, they write all the contracts, they set the unit up. They're not allowed to have more than 4 in a country. We're the 4th one. First one was at Northwest University. It's a banking actuarial unit. There's one at Western Cape. It started last year. It's just starting. They work with Sanlam. There's one at University Pretoria, but it's in the computer science department, and we're the last one. Ours is going to be statistics, but later we're going to involve more and more computer science, because it's data science. But we're doing data science for industry, not just for banking. The banking will grab you, but we want for general, for industry and for banking, with other words. So, what is a SAS thing? SAS is rated #1 data analytics tool on every possible ranking list. It actually stands for Statistical Analysis System. It's a software system. It's really just a whole lot of programs that work together to store data, retrieve, modify, compute complex statistical analysis. The main reason I found out people use SAS, the banks. Why do all the banks use SAS? No bank runs on R, by the way, or Python. Why do the banks use it? You know why? They're the only one that can give them the level of security. All the banks, Stats SA, government offices, they all work on SAS. So if you can say I've got a BSc and an honours from UKZN, it means something. If you can say I've got BSc, UKZN honours with a SAS international license, and you put that on LinkedIn, immediately the number of people looking for your skills goes up huge. So having SAS certification, they call it, is very, very big. So we teach you not just SAS though. We do teach SPSS, Python, but SAS is preferred. And SAS doesn't mind in our contract that we teach you. We don't want you only to know SAS in case you work in a company that doesn't know SAS. So we do teach you the other stuff, but there's something called SAS VIA, which corresponds with all these other software. But you can on your own just work in R. Some of the modules in honours will work in R, and you will learn Python. So just so you know, that is all there as well. So what we're trying to give you is a whole suite of data qualifications. What we're going to provide is a robust, well-rounded, industry integrated. So the industry is going to give us feedback. We're going to have a panel of industry people that reviews our curriculum and tells us, we think you should be doing a bit more of this, and we'll listen to them. Okay, and stats-based data analytics, we want early career training in data analytics to ensure that when you leave here, you're going to be innovative and you'll have entrepreneurial skills. I don't want you to leave here and the first job they give you, you can't do. It's horrible. So we'll try and give you the type of skills that you can actually work. But it's a careful balancing act. We're not a technicon. We're not saying you only want you to do practical. We want you to have some theory, because you've got to also show you're smart and that you can adjust. Because remember, the jobs there today in data science, 10 years ago, nobody even knew the job existed. So we can't train you just for the job that exists, because new jobs are going to come in 10 years and in 12 years and even in 5 years, and we don't even know about, nobody knows about. The world is changing so fast. All we can do is give you skills and teach you how to help yourself. When it changes, you better be ready for the change. So industry-linked research and postgrad studies through learning experience that comes from the workplace, we feel is the base to go for our postgrad students and research, and that's what we're doing. So what are our data science qualifications? You won't even know this. For the first time this year, we're going to have BSc data science people. Who of you here are doing computer science 3 together with stats 3? I bet no one. That's why I introduced this program. I've been in this university since 1977. There you are, it's a long time. You weren't even, your mothers weren't even born, most probably. In my day, statistics was so rare. I was the first one to do honours, and 5 years before me, nobody did honours. It was like no one did it. Somehow, nobody does computer science and stats together. They do double major in computer science, or they do computer science and RCS, which is a bad combination. If you did computer science and statistics major, you'd be so good in industry, but nobody does it. So we designed a new program. The first year students in this year can take it. Because you were second year and you hadn't done stats and computer science, that's why you can't do it this year. So unfortunately, it's too late for you, but it doesn't matter. I'll show you where you can resurrect yourself. We're going to have our honours in data science next year. You can't do it because you haven't got computer science 3. It's going to need computer science 3, but that's okay. Then we're going to have something new in 2021 called the postgrad diploma. I'll tell you more about it just now in data science. These are all new degrees. You've never heard of them. This one was only accepted by Senate last week. To get a new program in, you don't know what a job it is. It goes through 18-month process. Then it goes to HEQC, Higher Education Qualifications. When it's there, it takes another year. So I've just got it through Senate. I started 18 months ago. This one will be quick. This one, the best one, and this is the one that took 18 months. The coursework Masters in Data Science. This is going to be amazing. This is what industry really wants. And I'll tell you a lot more about that. But in any case, I've put a little diagram and you'll see what I mean. And this is what we're offering, various routes into this industry-focused data analytics. We had a conventional program. You on the conventional. You guys know about BSc or B Business Science. 3-year BSc, 4-year B Business Science, you do Stats 3, all that stuff. But we're changing it to this. And this is where I'm going to sit down for a minute and just chat to you because you need to know. I want you for now to ignore this bottom part. Let me rather, that's true. Let me tell you to ignore this. Let's just go this. You've done, most of you, other than the 6 that did B Business Science, in your head you can say B Business Science 4 years. You do your first degree, your bachelor degree. Then you go to the honours, which I hope all of you will go next year. 1 year full time, okay? The odd person that fails gets an extra little bit. Then you go to the masters. At the moment, this doesn't exist. So what masters was, like Nambuso did, a thesis. Usually takes 2 years. The first year is free. Do you know all that, by the way? Do you know masters full-time is free, by the way? If you do any degree in this university, if it's commerce, science, you don't pay for masters. There's no fee for the first year. PhD, 3 years, no fee. Exactly. So this is the last year you have to pay. Any case, so even if you get a bursary, NRF bursary, you keep the money and you don't pay. That's how good life gets. After 3rd year, it's easy to get bursaries. Any case, so our students that are honours, after their BSc, then they do a master's, thesis only, no exam. You just go and write up a book under the supervision of somebody. Then you go and do a PhD. This is generally, a lot of our students here, Prof. Zewata and I particularly, took industry problems, government problems over the years, and people did a thesis with data that came from industry. Nambuso's thesis at the moment in her PhD is data that came from the Department of Education, Western Cape. We didn't just sit here and make it up. We took real problems that the government was having, or the parliament or municipality. We've got electricity data from municipality. We've got car accident data. We're trying to figure out when it's windy, which roads have got more near the coast, by the way, has got more chance. One of our master students found out. So we're trying to figure out things so we've done it for years, but it was in the way of thesis only. It takes 2 years. You've got to write up a thing. It's a hell of a process, and you sit here at university doing it. Then you do a PhD if you want to. This is all we ever had. Now we've got something new. You're still sitting here. You can't do the B Business Science. Next year you can do a BSc honours only, because you're going to go from here, 2019. I hope you're all going to be here 2020. Now you see this arrow. It's a new thing. This is the coursework masters. The one I told you took 18 months. This is fantastic. You want to do that. In future, we're going to have these as well, because I'll tell you, what is this? This is for people that have been, and the only way you can be in this, if you haven't got a BSc, 3-year degree in stats, you did 2 years of stats, but you've worked for 10 years in industry. You've got a lot of experience, but you've forgotten all the theory. Then they're going to do something called postgrad certificate. So this is not for you. It's much lower than honours. These guys that have got, but they've got a lot of experience. They know a lot more than you about how to use business industry stats. But they didn't do a honours. Then we're giving them a route to get into this coursework masters. We're going to do lots of boot camps for them. So that after that, they're going to do 6 courses with exams, and then they're going to do an industry project here in our industry land. And when they finish, they're equal to you in honours. Honours means you can come to industry stats, or you can do biostats, or you can do time series masters. You can do, this is wild. This is very structured towards this, but we're not going to allow our third years to go there. This is only for people with a lot of industry experience, so this is never ready for students. So you're going to do an honours next year, then you're going to go this. So what is this thing? This is exciting. This is the whole new plan for later science. 16 credit courses. What does that mean? How do you now do a course? You do 4 lectures a week for 13 weeks, then you have an exam, right? It's not going to be like that. These are going to be like this. We're going to teach you one thing for 2 or 3 weeks. Then you're going to write an exam, then you finish. Then you're going to do another thing for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, write an exam. These 6 courses are going to be short, back to back. You do one at a time. There's going to be prac in the land, all in our land unit. This is industry unit. Then you're going to write each exam and finish and finish. When you finish doing those, you're going to do a 96 credit. Now, if you multiply 6 times 16, it's 96. It's equal. It's just as big as all the exams. This is where you're going to be sitting in an industry in Joburg, and that industry is going to give me money, so you can get an internship salary. You're going to get accommodation. So this is huge. And at the end of this, you've worked in a company. On your CV, it says, I've been an intern. My project was to do this project, this big problem in industry. And we don't just leave you. You're going to have 2 supervisors, one of the university professors and one of the industry people are going to guide you and say, this is a project, try this, try that. Why don't you do this? You're doing well. You get lots of feedback. But you're not going to sit here. You're going to sit in a company. At the end of this, you're going to have a master's degree, just like these people. But you're not just sitting here doing your master's. You're going to do 6 months of short courses with exams, and then 6 months of internship. Let me tell you how much people want to do this. And it's going to be called customer analytics, data science and customer analytics. Really understanding your customers. Every company wants to know, how can I use all the modern data capturing to understand, to get ahead? This scheme wants to be ahead of clicks. They've got so much data they capture, but they don't know what to do with it. And that's what we're going to be doing here. So it's exciting, it's fun. And I hope to see all of you here, but you're still going to have to be honest to get in there. Okay, so that is really what this talk was about. So 2019, this is not for you. This is just for the students that are not in 3rd year yet. So level 3, they're going to do, you all did the stats, but they're going to do lots of computer science. So you guys, that's not really for you. But this is just what you can expect in the honours program. If you're here next year, it's a very different honours program to what they got in the past. Very much industry project. You can see everything's going industry now. Students that want to do theoretical work, we still allow them, but this is if you want to do the industry. So this will be for you guys. It starts in 2019 this year. This year's honours students are going to do these courses. Soft skills bootcamp. They're going to learn Python and all that, just short courses. And they'll learn that within the honours year. So this is just extra training. Nombuso does the Excel specific training, literature search skills, professional writing skills. I mean, which other honours will give you that? When you leave this, you go into industry, it's easy for you to write a report. We're going to teach you all that. Okay, SAS, you're going to learn R, Python, Excel, all of that within your honours, but separate from these modules. There's going to be like a week where they say, okay, boot camp. We're going to take one whole day and just teach you this. One whole day and teach you this. So this is what all this is about. And then you're going to write these exams if you're in honours. So I hope to see you there next year. And then the data business, postgrad diploma. This is not for you. That's for the people that have got industry experience. And then they're going to do a mini thesis, but really that's not for you. So that's this is the master's course. If you do the honours, which I've just shown you, this is the master. So next year you will do that honours. You'll see again this boot camp. You know why we're doing short courses? Why am I not doing 13 weeks? I could have said those 6 modules are 3 lectures a week for 13 weeks. Do you know why I'm doing it? We're going to get experts from overseas out. If I say the industry has given me money, it's not just money because we want more salary. We're going to use all the money to enrich the program. We're going to say, I know Jennifer Priestley at Kennesaw State University. I've been to visit her twice with Murray de Villiers from SAS and with Prof. Zewatar. We've been there. We know what they do. They've got a unit like this. So I don't want to just say, oh, let us start, shame, we're from Africa. No, I want to immediately start and make it the best. So I've got to go to the best people, which I know now Kennesaw is doing a good job. So I want one of their best lecturers to come out here for 2 weeks. I can say, come for 2 weeks and teach my module. They will take your course material and next year we'll teach you. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the best people out, partner with them. They all want to come to Africa. We take them on a little safari at Mfolozi and they all get happy. And then we say, then we want to use your material. If you will, we'll take you on a safari. And that's how we plan. So that's how the game works here. But I can tell you this will be great. So that's honours first, then masters. But the masters is coursework. You can do a BSc or a B Business Science to get into our coursework masters. Obviously, in future, we will have it so that the computer science people can come in as well because we're planning a lot. There's a lot of Python and all that. They'll have to learn the stats parts. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you. Oh, no, I'm here. Let me just finish off. Really what I want to end with is just to say, okay, we did all this. This is an opportunity that I really want you to grab because you're just at the right time, by the way, in third year. So if you work really hard, you're at the right place now. You're the guys that will benefit the most because next year, and this year is the first time we're doing the new honours, next year will be the second year everybody is like really into it, and then we will finish from there. Okay, I think that's enough for today.